Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Welcome on in as well. Tonight we are playing Golden Treasure, the Great Green. I'm gonna lower this a little bit, actually. This game very, very quickly became a favorite of mine because it's very pretty. The art is very beautiful. The music is great. I have the soundtrack. I straight up bought the soundtrack after I started playing the game. I have actually already 100%ed the game with achievements, but I'm actually missing a couple of artifacts. I wasn't sure what to stream today, and I just kind of wanted to play this on stream today. So we're playing this on stream today. You may notice that my lighting is still garbage. I have a light coming in. It should arrive tomorrow. I would have arrived here like Tuesday, but I didn't feel like paying the extra for speedy shipping, so I just decided to wait a little bit. Yep, that is what we want. We will start a new life. I will be skipping the tutorial. Let's go with the very beginning. Jeez, that is super loud. I'm gonna try for that. A box without hinges, key or lid, yet golden treasure inside is hid. What is it? It's treasure! You are alone in the chamber. There is one wall which surrounds you utterly, in every direction and on every side. The wall is made of love, and it embraces you. Its inherent goodness is an obvious and complete truth. There is a rhythm in the chamber, a beat and a flow which has always been. It is the only way you can tell between sleeping and waking. You can feel the rhythm, and when asleep, you cannot. Which time do you enjoy the most? Sleepy. I'm tired. Even now, in the chamber, you sense the power of the hidden currents, the loving embrace of the unchanging abyss, the gentle silences of the world. You have gained a large amount of water mastery. Full disclosure, I have not started at this point in a very long time. So we are going full bore. Then after a time, you hear the voice. Is someone going to hit a buzzer and turn around and share? At first, you did not know there was a voice. Only a strange sensation unfolding in your mind. A soothing warmth. Pulses of orange color, and the comforting taste of brimstone on your tongue. Yes, by the way, this is visual novel. I don't think I mentioned that yet, but just to be clear. So I will be doing a lot of talking. What else is new? And yet you are alone here in the chamber. Could there be something outside? You reach out, forming a colored echo in your thoughts and sending it beyond your reality. And you are rewarded with an explosion of purest joy ringing through your essence and echoing through your mind. In time, you learn the differences between the emotions, the colors of the mind, that the voice outside the wall would pour into you through its mind song and which you would pour back. And so you discover happiness and sadness, anger and calm, fear and curiosity, and an innumerable spectrum of others. And then the images come. Pictures etched in neon relief in your mind by the song of the voice. I actually know a few of these. Right off the top of my head, I can tell you that's the sun. River, mountain, not sure, tree, rock. Or maybe a boulder, I'm not sure, I'll have to ask SpongeBob. They are images of amazing beings, of stately tree, an honorable, reliable stone, of chattering stream and murmuring sea. Where's the sea, maybe? And of the great giver, who is also called sun, and of the great birther, who receives from sun and gives birth to all things, which is also called earth. Maybe that's earth? I don't know. Earth and sun are the greatest beings, mightiest of all the animals, but next to of them in might are your people, the true children of above and below, the kin unto each other, who are also called Drak. Fancy name for dragon in this game. But we shall respect it. The voice then asks you a question. O tiny kin yet to be, which shall you become? Sun, the radiant one, the great giver, who rules and slays and is slain and reborn each day? Or Earth, who circle dances to sun's music, nurtures, peaceful and omnipotent, and births all good beasts, knows all silent secrets, and abides forever? That one. The voice responds by singing a vision and feeling of cool, damp earth, pregnant with green life, into you. Pregnant. What? On this path lies a power, hidden but great. May you find a deeper peace amidst the violence of existence. You have gained a large amount of earth mastery. Time has little meaning in the chamber, marked only by the rhythm within you. The wall also seemed to embrace you just a little more closely with each moment. Voice from outside leaves and returns again and again, continuing to instruct you, gently and at a slow pace, ensuring that you can receive its song and build yourself around it. It teaches you of the many good beasts, those of fur and scale and feather and fin. Some are swift, like the hopping long-ear. Some are powerful, like the horned grazers, but all are good and all have their own music. Most importantly, it teaches you the two great laws. First, that you are a destroyer. To live is good, and you may only preserve your life by tearing away the life of others. You must destroy. Find that which calls to you and destroy it. Take it into yourself and grow mighty. You fail to destroy, you will waste away and be yourself destroyed, and all your music will become silence. Long story short, hunt for food or die. Second, that you are a creator. All creators are one of two kinds. Givers who give of their essence during the dance of creation, or birthers who receive the essence and weave new life from it, bringing it forth in the fullness of time. When you have grown great, that's 3 acts away from now, you must seek out another who is also great and of opposite nature, and through the dance of creation become a source of the future. If you fail in this, the destiny of the children of heaven and earth will waste away. Where there might have been the echo of your music and the time beyond yourself, there will be only silence. So it is, was, and shall be. Basically, have kids or the entire species dies. I'm just going to move on. Some air and some earth. Sweet. The game will go over the elements, but I'll also go over them as well. Beyond the two great laws, sings the voice, there is one lesser law. It is not great. If you violate it, you shall not be destroyed. Nevertheless, taste this truth and chain it within your mind. You must seek treasure. Dragon like shiny things. Dragons like shiny things. Treasure comes in many kinds, but you will know it when you find it. Treasure is something rare and of worth to all of the true children of heaven and earth. By taking treasure as your own, you shall prove your greatness to other kin. Whether obtained by strength of body or of mind or any other thing, it matters not. All that matters is that you must gather all treasures to yourself. Some are obvious but well guarded, and some require little strength but are difficult to find. None, though, are both obvious and easily obtained, or they would not be treasure. Will you give me a treasure? Never. You will be given nothing. All things you must take with your own being. No kin will give to another without a price being paid. Lots of talking. Fight for your treasure. You must fight for your body, and your mind, and your essence, and your treasure. But you will never be given it. Now I leave you, my kin and my creation. You may never hear my song again, nor I yours. I've imparted the two great laws, as is my duty. You are a destroyer, and you are a creator. And these truths are woven into you like warmth into blessed flame. If you ceased to be a destroyer or a creator, you would no longer be kin. And you know of the lesser law, the seeking and taking of treasure. Though you may survive and be well fed and strong of body, if you have no treasure, you will never be called great among the kin, and you will never know the pleasure of the dance of creation, and your creator self will languish in a frigid void. All other laws are false. These alone bind us. Remember that you are Drakkin. All other beings of this world must stand in the shadow of your beautiful and terrible music. The rhythm which you feel now flowing through you is the rhythm of life. To have the rhythm within you is to be alive. To be silent without the rhythm is the perfect sign of death. Nature shall now be your guide, companion, and opponent, your friend, enemy, and always, always your teacher. There is no being born of earth, the great birther, and sun, the great giver, greater than you. The music of our people is great. Rejoice, knowing that your essence has been woven into such a body, and that such a fate is yours. When you at last escape from the wall which I have put around you, both to keep you safe and to test you, then you will be worthy to begin the great adventure which some call life. How do you feel? Mom and dad had a kid and fucked off. They said, hey, we're gonna go do literally anything other than be adults and parents. Just gonna let you raise yourself, because fuck you. Suddenly, for a time, you're left alone within the chamber. If you haven't guessed already, the chamber's the egg. The wall seems to have gotten smaller, hugging you tightly indeed. Rhythm has swelled into mighty chords, and your breath is fierce against your legs. Suddenly and without warning, the voice returns. It is not a measured song rife with ordered sigils as last time, but a lurid gash of feelings and ideas suddenly thrust upon you. Beware the other seed, the no-tails, the flat faces. Beware their terrible music. Beware the seed of the others. Beware. And suddenly there is awful silence. Space left behind where something should have been. No other voices enter your mind. A few times you think you may be receiving a song, but it always blah 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 blah. Dreams. Wall. Oof, it's getting a little tight. What do? What do? Be patient. Part 1. Happy those early days, when on some gilded cloud or flower, my gazing soul would dwell an hour, and in those weaker glories spy some shadows of eternity. That guy, that dude right there, Bob the Builder. Well done, dude. And this is where I really started falling in love with this game. Look how pretty this is. You are somewhere inside the body of Earth, the great birther. Her semi-soft flesh is veined here and there with the grasping roots of trees or blockaded by stones who stare blindly at you. The air here tastes of comfort and slumber, and your own body feels as though it is in good condition. This is accurate. But you feel a burning in your core. You know that it is the destroyer within, eager for substance to feel your being. If you fail to find anything to destroy, the emptiness will overtake you and your life will be lost. You sense nothing to consume here, though. few illuminating rays tumble in from above, but your vision is still dim and unsteady. Perhaps you could leave this place by crawling up the tangle of roots overhead. Whenever you consider a task which your will alone cannot conquer, you will get a sense of whether you will succeed or fail based on your elemental attributes. Climbing up the roots would require a certain amount of fluidity and flexibility, which are the domain of the water element. Red indicates you cannot succeed, at least not without problems. Green says you can do it. So it's based on the green. It's based on basically the stoplight system. Green, go. Yellow, caution. Red, that's not going to happen. As you make choices, your health and energy may be affected. As you might expect, roll the dice. If you do well, you do well. Easy. Not sure why it's blue, though. We're just going to use the green. Oh, hello. This space is much larger than the last. And though you are still sheltered by Earth's body, light is more plentiful here. You may be approaching her skin. A clean azure flavor slides across your tongue. Water, the comforter and supporter of all life, is here, gathered into a still body before you. Something within you resonates with it, drawing you towards it. Yeah, sure, let's take a look. Definitely a dork. A fucking nerd. Fucking nerd. For the first time, you see yourself. Oh my gosh, I'm ugly. Your body, sculpted and painted by time and space, is almost beyond description. Your armor shines subtly with Earth's rich hues, like the promise of precious things buried deep. Your feathers, each one dyed with more colors than you know the names of, long for the touch of air, and you are crowned with plumes so that all other good beasts may know your sovereignty. Your long neck, graceful limbs, blah blah blah, you are a dragon. Deep within your mind, you knew the truth of what you were, even when you were in the chamber. Yes, this is reality. This is the body into which your essence has been woven. These are the limbs with which you will walk the paths of this life, teeth and claws with which you will mete out the judgment of destruction upon other beings. This is the fruit of your creators, and this is the body whose legacy may be bequeathed to others if you survive long enough and are found worthy. This is yourself. You are content. What is your will? Consume! Actually, hydrate. You lower your mouth to the body of water and use your tongue, blah, blah, blah. You have gained a little energy. Water's reputation as a friend to all life is apparently well-deserved. Accurate. Your core demands something which water alone cannot slake, though. Follow the whispering air and light outward. So pretty. You're gonna notice, like, there's squares or something popping up here. That's part of what the Draken can do, kind of thing. Yeah, like there. Look at that. So pretty. Now that you have emerged from the Great Mother's flesh, you can see her more completely. And her power and beauty are beyond your wildest hope. The trees are her feathers, and the mountains her spine, her breath is the wind, and her essence flows in streams, rivers, and the distant sea. Above you, Sun, the great giver, shines his own endless essence upon the earth. He blazes above you, mighty in his glory, beautiful and shameless, in his circle dance of creation, by which all that carries the rhythm of life is ultimately begotten. The air between them is sweet with life and light, the fruits of their union. The wind blows, teasing your wings. A wild desire to tread the air, to rise above, fills you. What will you do? I'm not dumb. Climb down. You have gained some water mastery. Oh, hello, Burb. As you climb down the last few stones from the promontory. Promontory? Promontory? It's As you climb down the last few stones from the promontory and arrive in the lightly wooded valley below, some kind of a small flying beast calls out to you from a bird. Hey, you! Hey, you fucking idiot! It stands out against its surroundings in bold black and white. It is a white-black, one of a people known for their cleverness, ruthlessness, and fondness for shiny objects. It laughs at you and mocks you with a denigrating song. The mighty Draken once ruled over all things. Now they dare not even use their own wings. You're a fucking loser. Doomed by cowardice, they lurk in damp caves, grasping their wealth, seeking out golden graves. What kind of fucking laughter? Of this land you may become sovereign lord, but be not too proud of your great shining hoard. Yeah, that's knowledge and information of things you encounter. While my people grow mighty in number and fame, of your weak, broken tribe, few indeed yet remain. Yeah, this is where all of my past stuff from past lives pops up, and it's just like, hey, look at all this shit you already know. Attempt to get it to divulge a secret. I think the blue means it's something I've done successfully before. I'm not sure. You express your deep admiration of its beauty, noting the subtle blue shimmers within its stark feathers, and the pearl-like shine of its lighter parts. You confess Evie and, dude, you're a pretty fucking bird. Truly, this hatchling knows beauty as beauty. My people know secrets. Such is our duty. One of your Draken met death here today. Destroyed by the tailless, so the winds say. And yet in destruction a secret it keeps. A treasure within its great jaws there still sleeps. As it wings away, you reflect on the power of understanding others. By appealing to the white-black's vain nature, you were able to get something valuable for a very small price. Its words, however, disturb you. What are the tailless? Can they possibly be more powerful than a kin? Perhaps the kin was young, or perhaps the white-black was mistaken. Still, you cannot help but feel troubled. Moving swiftly on, you'll allow the hillside to guide you downward. I don't know if you guys can hear that very well. I know that's a bit loud, but I want you guys to be able to hear that, because that's... It's kind of creepy, but it's also very well done. Moving on, you allow the hillside to guide you downward. You have been following the path of a swift-running river for some time, when you are struck by a powerful scent. It's shit. Flicking your tongue out, you taste the sacred essence of one of the kin on the breeze. Floating on twin wings of pain and decay. There's another flavor as well. Something strange. Something animal, but not. Well, which one is it, motherfucker? Something other. Ooh. Shudder, your feathers raising upward involuntarily. Oop, can't do that. I hate that it cuts off the sound when I do that. Alright, give me just a second. What could these strange scents mean? The kin whose scent you now smell could possibly explain. But you are now hatched, and beyond the chamber, all kin are rivals, seldom welcoming the scent of other Drak in their territory. Still, there is something familiar in that scent, something which tugs at the corners of your mind, stealing yourself. You carefully draw closer to its source. Hey, you dog, I heard the what the actual fuck are you people doing? What are you people fucking doing? Oh my god. Destruction. The horrible stillness of a body empty of spirit. I'm going to raise this a little bit again. There we go. The noble red essence of a great kin, shed not in a true dance of destruction, but trapped, tortured, the confusion, the pain, and the synergy between its scent and yours, you know without doubt, this was the great being who instructed you as the voice. This was one of your creators. Well, guess Mommy didn't make it back from the corner store. Its rhythm is now silenced, its songs forever stilled. Already, tiny spirits of decay infest the vast body, feeding off of it, reducing it to void. Something is clawing at you from within, straining at your heartbone and flooding your mind. Fear and rage and shuddering nausea overtake you one after another, growing and writhing within. You feel yourself instinctively belch fire seed into the back of your throat, only just managing to swallow it again, denying it the chance to explode into a searing flame to consume the things which now sing and dance near the ruins of one who created you. The things. What are you? They seem to have more than one skin, some of them belonging to other animals. The brightness of their body heat is darkened by the cold, dead hides they cover themselves with. There is something strange about their oily scents, something familiar, but alongside that, something completely other, like no true animal. They clutch strange things in their forepaws which you cannot identify, though they reek of the blood of trees, but most horrifyingly, they have no tails. Oh my god! We're gonna be sneaky, sneaky, sneaky people. Because I know things about this game. You'll flatten your body to the ground and creep forward. You have gained some water mastery. Empty shell of one of your kin. Yep, it's corpse. He's dead as all fuck. Let's take a peek. Ooh, what's this? Shiny. Something is odd about the way the great kin's mouth is set. Gently prying open its jaws, which are already cooling as the void spreads through the dead shell, you discover something odd. One of your creator's incisors is made not of toothstone, but rather some kind of pale crystal. Your tail quivers and your head crest stands erect as you taste the air around this strange tooth. Something swims inside of your mind, like prey lurking among watery reeds. You decide to swallow the stone for now and regurgitate it later when you have found a place to safely examine it further. And then you get the fuck out of there! Crystal Fang, one of your creator's teeth, was replaced with this mysterious stone. It does not seem to be natural, and you can almost taste an ozone-flavored energy. Blah, 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 blah. Do it later. Time to flee! Some strange, terrible magic known as bows and arrows. Stay the fuck away from these freaks. As every proper nerd knows to do. Other people, ew. You feel something small striking your armor. You turn to see what it is and find nothing. But then it happens again. And again! It is not painful, but it is annoying. Eventually, you realize that this must be rain. The sacred water of the sky, which sometimes falls to bless the Great Mother, of which you were told while still in the chamber. It is currently raining outside my house right now, and I love it. Soon rain is falling everywhere, tumbling and vaulting off of leaves. Sound direction. It makes it hard to smell and taste the air, and perturbs you as it spatters against your armor. You find shelter in what used to be the den of a family of fur beasts. Their scent lingers only on the edge of your consciousness, and they must have been gone for many suns or even moons. You dig it slightly deeper and broader with your claws and then settle in. God, I hope I don't need to re-oil this already. Yes, this should suffice for now. Surely grander layers await you in the future, but you feel comfortable and safe in Earth's body. At last, you have a moment to think. Ew, thinking. I might hurt myself. Alright, this is basically our status window. We have how close the humans are. I mean, no tails. Our current health. How hungry we are, which we can also see down here. We collect... and our horde. You may also draw your thoughts towards any treasures or artifacts you have found. I have 15. There are things where you use your shiny rocks to buy things, which, you know. And this is our history of everything we know about other creatures, which yellow means I have completely mastered it. And this is their level of mastery with the elements and their general attack pattern. If you wish to leave this waking dream of life and return to your other reality, save menu. Our elemental masteries. Physical strength and ferocity as well as fire. Perception, empathy, flexibility, and stealth. Endurance, health, and fortitude. Quickness and intellect. So we have strength, agility, and charisma. Well, dexterity and charisma. Constitution and intelligence. Actually, this would be a bit of dexterity as well. There are 10 levels of mastery in each element, and there are 10 points per level of mastery. And it does this cutscene bit every time-ish, but you can skip it. Power Strike, yep, another means of attacking during a battle. Second grade. Woohoo! Flowing Strike, yep, Second. I skipped that one. Learn to Pacify, which can weaken certain elements. Oops, sorry. Burrow through Earth's bodies, which is fine with me. We can do other things. Reduce incoming damage. And then it is... gain... Ah, yes. When you first start out, hunting just restores energy and does not actually heal you. You have to get more mastery in Earth for that. First attack. When reading, it means that hunting is a little more successful and a little bit easier. You can now... the artifacts you get, like the Crystal Fang, you can now take time to just sit in your lair for an entire day and just go, what the fuck are you? And figure it out. Remember that failure is a far better teacher than success. Mistakes and losses bring with them the best lessons. If you lose a challenge, you may suffer in the short term, but your elemental abilities are likely to increase. It's true. That's our bed. Go to bed. This is where we go to hunt. Except for right now, we're going to take a peek at the pretty night sky. You emerge in time to see your first sun ending. And as he dies in scarlet glory... Sorry, I got a new Zippo, and I'm just playing with it a lot. In scarlet glory, new, smaller illuminations are born in the opposite corner of the sky. By the time sun has gone completely, they dominate the great above, a parade of holy light marching in a slow circle dance. You are taught of the stars while still in the chamber, the egg, but seeing them with your own eyes is a true wonder. Yeah, when you're out camping, or if you get the chance to go out camping and look at the stars. Mmm. Each of the stars has a color and a brightness not quite like any other. Some are red as the body of fire, some green as the grasses of earth, some blue as the deeps of water, some white as the clouds of air. Some stand quietly, firm in their color. Some sparkle and flash, shimmering gaily. Gay? Gay, you say? Even in the great above, the four sacred elements hold their being. A cool wind blows over you, ruffling your feathers. Inspiration is striking. You feel compelled to let your voice ring out in song. I'm not singing this, by the way. Sing a lesser hymn to all of them. Sing of fire, lying coiled around destruction, born of it, yet birthing it. Sing of water, which gently splits mountains and easily holds the greatest of beings. I sing of air, which passes beyond every gate, bearing my song to the farthest land. Sing of earth, upon which I rest now, and within which I will rest at times ending. As leaves upon one branch, as branches upon one tree, as trees within one green, as green within the land within earth, as earth within the one song, so are all things. Many in one, one in many, all connected at the center. When they say song, it's basically their way of saying talking to each other. Song is a fancy term for it, because they like to be fancy and symbolic and symbolism in this game. But it's okay. It's a pretty game, and it's lovely, and I enjoy it. Your song grows quieter towards the end as you sense you are treading upon sacred ground. You leave it at that, but perhaps one day you will have the wisdom to make this song more than mere thoughts. Perhaps one day there will be a truth which you can hold within. Hooray! Your first sun is at an end, and it was more than you could have imagined, even with your creator's instruction. Sleeping in your lair is almost like being back in the chamber, but now you know too much. Your mind wanders from thought to thought, seeking to guide itself. Ah, yes, first dreams. Your hopes and fears toss you back and forth, scraping you uncomfortably between what was, what might have been. You see your creator lying silent before the no-tails, the chattering, screeching voices, striking something incomprehensible as the red essence spreads along the ground. The white-black mocks you as you look on. You feel the dread 1-2 stomping of the tailless, near you, upon you, over you. You slide underneath the mountains to hide from them, but there are tailless everywhere. Smaller and stone-skinned underground, tall and willowy in the woods, coarse and shouting in the flatlands. It is not your precious essence they seek to shed, however. They are roaring for the flesh of something else, something older and more powerful than even great kin. You wake briefly, and your second sleep is far less troubled. A new sun dawns, climbing laboriously over the mountains. Today you must emerge and seek your destiny. Destiny. As you do, you may encounter many new things. You have not yet used your body to hunt and fight, nor have you ventured far from this makeshift den. Do you wish to learn of these things? I'm gonna skip it. We'll go over it when we go over it. This day is basically a free. The past couple of days are basically just free days. That is your timer. What have we got? You spent the past 2 suns hunting easy prey, testing your newly emerged body, and exploring your surroundings. You are now reasonably well fed and rested. Yeah, that's fine. Personally, I try to not go past, like, this point. The area you explored yesterday had a very strong scent, which was somehow familiar, and yet carried an intriguing salty tang. Could it be some new kind of prey, or perhaps a treasure of some kind? You set out to discover a new truth. Wow, this is a pretty plains. Gosh, that's quite a big space. I sure hope something doesn't land there. Your exploration of the warm-word meadow, the strange scent, takes you into a vast region of rising hills, lightly furred with brown heather and scaled with gray boulders. Air dances more freely here than among the trees, and many tiny beings flit to and fro. You have been exploring for less than half a sun, when the chirping songs of the beings hidden in the grass suddenly stop, and a massive shadow falls over you. Something huge and winged circles above. An adult kin! Suddenly all comes clear. The scent you found was the border mark of an elder of your people. And you have thoughtlessly invaded its territory. Oh shit, we busted in. He's a big boy. We a small boy. Yeah, that's one fancy tooth there. You are quite toothsome, sir. It is vast and beautiful, like a great nation unto itself, but blue, with accents like the storm-gray rocks of the hills. Its scales bear the 100,000 marks, the lovely brutality of kin life, and yet its essence shines healthy and bright from its melted gold eyes, the midnight slit of its pupil eyeing you surprisingly calmly. One of its teeth, you notice, is jet black. In your mind, you label this kin a dark tooth. When it sings to you, you are shocked by the lucidity of color in its thought images, as well as the clear, sharp lines with which it divides its ideas. It is by far the loveliest song you have ever heard. More beautiful by far than the voice you heard while still in the chamber. O interloper, small and barely begun, sing to this elder kin of your future. Shall you perish here for your crime of violating the territory of a greater being? Or will you live beyond the fall of the sun? So he came to visit Dad, and Dad said, tell me why I should let you live, you tiny little piece of shit. Sing a song for repentance. After hearing your song and watching your low-headed dance of submission, Darktooth's tail settles into a less threatening position. Basically we said, I'm so sorry! I'm so sorry! Humility is the beginning of wisdom. You may, perhaps, taste the morning sun's rays again. Woohoo! As you lie there, flattened in submission, images begin to enter your mind, a sequential song of images and concepts, and it dawns on you that you are being instructed. Darktooth is teaching you many things. The song of Annunciation, which you declare your presence in another kin's territory and request audience. The song of Welcome, the song of Challenge, and many others. Dances which communicate more complex emotions and intentions. Dances of respect, of warning, curiosity, and uncertainty. Now, barely begun, what is my intention? Do I intend to destroy you and consume your young, tender flesh? Speak of my hidden mind. So he's the stoic, strict dad who ditched you, and now that you found him, he's like, what the fuck are you doing here? You're like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, fine, I'll teach you some shit. First, read. And then as soon as he's done lecturing you, he's like, all right, what am I thinking? Read my mind. No. Your humility is fitting, but it is for naught. Open your mind and your senses to what I have done. Would I instruct a being which I was to destroy? Instruction is for those who will live to use it. Time is precious to all. Learn to listen, not only to hear. Darktooth gets real fucking close. Learns how stinky we are. As one sun sets, Another rises. It is now but a spark, tiniest of flames. To survive, it must learn the great contradiction. To every virtue, there is an opposite which must be equally embraced. It must be bold, yet cautious, proud, yet humble, quick, yet slow, fierce, yet gentle. It must learn to spread itself between many truths. The lair it inhabits lies within the land of the tailless ones, the broken custodians. If it would build a land of its own, its destiny lies coldward in the great green. It may survive in this valley for a short time, but it must leave before 2 moons have passed. If it does not, it shall be destroyed. I sing this to myself, for my own amusement. Payment is not required. Their tail thumps the ground once, gently for one of its size, but we're small people, so we still feel it. It'd be like someone 4 foot tall talking to Shaq O'Neal, and Shaq just goes thump against the floor, and they go boing into the air. Thanks for talking to us. Bye, Dad. On a new sun, once again we shall stand on this plain, the newly begun and the elder, and you shall grow stronger. Do not return empty-mouthed. Nothing shall be given for nothing, and something for something. It bounds forward, striding over your submissive form as though it were nothing but a tiny shrub. Gathering more momentum and then spreading its wings, is borne aloft. It turns a wide circle in the air, flying over you. That which is above is like that which is below. All beginnings are endings, and all endings beginnings. You remove yourself from the edge of its territory as swiftly as you can. Flee with extra flee! All right, the sundial is our timer until we must leave and go to the next section. Intimidate. Prevent them from doing a thing. You have only a short time before the humans come and try to kill you. And this is when they stop holding your hand. These are my treasures. The crystal tooth, crystal fang, I'm gonna be saving for later. Anybody who's, if you're first playing this, using it now would actually be not a bad idea. It's actually a pretty good use anywhere, anytime you use it. But saving it for later in the game, particularly really late in the game, is a really good idea because it only gets better with time. For now, what is our energy at? Okay, we're pretty all right. We can go a little bit longer. Unfortunately, there's the fog of fucking war, and you can't do fog of war of areas that are next to areas you haven't cleared, so you have to go sequentially. Yes, show me this area. And it does take an entire fucking day. People! Sheeples! I am tempted to skip that, and in a few days I will. All right. So eventually we'll be leaving through like here or here. But I want to uncover everything and then explore a few things before we do anything. Here lies the heart. Right? A new sun every time? Oh, boy. I think it's running on that, I think it's an Egyptian belief where the sun god goes through the sky and then every time it sets, it literally goes into hell and dies. This is the area of the humans. I'm not gonna lie. I I have spent a little more than a little bit of time thinking about getting a tattoo based on this game. Also, you can see our tally marks over here. I don't remember the name of it. I think it might have been Raw. Like, there, I I'm paraphrasing all to hell, but I believe uh it goes across the sky. It goes under the horizon, and according to the mythology, the chariot that carries the sun literally just dies, and they go through hell, and by going through what the afterlife or hell or whatever, and eventually revive and make it out the other side and go again. Yeah, I'm going to start skipping these for now. Okay, I think we can clear out the rest of the fog of war, and then I'm going to have to hunt. And I can show you how the hunt works. Fireflies! I just straight up remember what that one is. I'm not going to lie. Okay. I'm not sure, because your Brendan Fraser mummy movie was more focused on mummies being magical. The mystical, magical Egyptian magic. You know, a la Yu-Gi-Oh! That's right. If I recall correctly, part of the story is that these servants of Anubis hunt down people. Whenever someone dies, they hunt down people who have died. But by going through the process of going through that trial of hell uh, and making it out the other side, they deem whoever managed that as worthy of being back in life and of being alive again. I think that's part of it. There was a actually really good fic on FimFic about that featured it. Okay. We are at really fucking starving, so it's time to hunt. This is the sheeples. It is way too close to the peoples, so we will not be hunting there. That right there is our exit to our next act of the game, so we're not going to be doing that. This I want to poke at in a bit, but first, hunt. You can hunt 3 animals, 3 targets per day. Up to 3. We'll go with Treetail. Squirrel. The wind is neutral and will not affect this hunt. Slip in a little closer. Ah, it has not noticed us. Excellent. Here's where this goes. You have the fancy circles. They overlap. You click when they overlap. They also turn red, so that's a pretty strong hint of when to click. And nom 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 noms. It gives us a little bit. This one is skunk, and fuck that. A prickleback. Sweet. I'm not gonna lie, prickleback seems a little more a little cooler of a name than porcupine. Yeah, the circles like to trick you out like that. That like it'll be like, all right, ready, here we go. Did you get it? It's smaller. It's not overlapping. Okay, now you're good. When you get into Act 3 of the game, you know what? Fuck it, let's go for a skunk. Why the hell not? Oh, not skunk. Ferret. Okay, my bad. Ferrets are pretty stinky, so stink strike is accurate. So yeah, water for stealth. And if you get closer, but then it looks like they're staring at you, you just kind of have to do the keep still and observe and just keep spamming the keep still and observe and hope they never notice you, because if they notice you, they run off and you don't get the food. And you only have 3 attempts per day. And it's just like, but why? I can just... The flesh is almost rancid. So the guy's like, ugh, ugh, oh god, this is disgusting. Ugh. Okay, that should be good. We are at day 11. Okay. We are going to learn about the wolves. This is another part of why I love the art of this game. Look at this. You have ranged far this sun and are returning to your lair when the dusk is suddenly split by the most beautiful sound you have ever heard. It is not the work of just one animal. Several beings are raising up a song, each of their voices distant and important in the braided music which pours out from them. It can only be the mighty clan singers, whose music is renowned among all. These beautiful hunters are said to cultivate invisible, shining bonds between each other's souls, binding them together in clans, which are then capable of carrying out fearsome, elaborate dances of destruction, where many move with one mind, one will, to be victorious in battle and in the hunt. Pausing, you listen to their music. We are the people of the far-telling song, who sing with one voice, which is many voices. To be alone is weakness, to be together is strength. Praise be to the great green shard of the mother's being, pouring out sweetness in the crystal clear waters, and the ruby sweet essence of our honorable prey. Praise be to our prey, whose flesh becomes ours. Givers of life, dance partners eternal, we remember with song your great sacrifice. Praise be to those who came before, our ancestors who learned to walk across love and violence, across being one and being many, and not be split in twain. Praise be to Earth, great mother of us all, for we love her and are one in her. Hear now our song of joy. We live, we live, we live. Every voice is distinct, and yet they all flow together and around each other. When two strike the same note, they instantly split apart, so that each voice should always be heard, yet each is a support and partner to every other. The clan singers' music is indeed wondrous, but their strange togetherness is somehow both right and wrong. Brilliant, and yet a violation of the spirit of independence, of strength alone, which guides the kin. That moment you feel fascinated. Could there be some hidden power in relying on others? Yes, there's a bazillion media around it. You are taught by the voice that nothing is ever given in this life. You must take all things with your own mouth, your own claws. Do it all by yourself. Most track would surely say the clan singer's song, while beautiful to hear, is a deception. Only alone can one find the strength to grow and become truly great. And yet the thought crosses your mind that perhaps they are wrong. Perhaps you could somehow benefit from binding yourself to another. But no, sane, Drac. Thankfully, we're not sane. would willingly enter into it, either debasing servitude or constraining leadership of another entity. To even entertain the notion that the singers have something to teach a Drac marks you as either a brilliant iconoclast or a weak, self-destructive fool. Time will tell which is the case. For now, you content to listen. Air and water mystery! Alright, that was fun. Oh boy! Free meat! Free meat! Free meat! Good fortune shines upon you this day. Nearby, you find the silent form of an infant woodstrader. It is unclear what destroyed it. It has no wounds upon its tender, juicy body, but its spirit is gone, its rhythm quieted forever. With neither chase nor dance of destruction, you have found yourself a tasty meal. What will you do? Wait a minute. It is somewhat odd that it bears no marks of battle, though it is a scrawny. It did not die of hunger. Your keen senses detect some kind of swarm within it and around it. Beings even tinier than the buzzing, armored tiny beings which share Earth with you. You decide to call them very tiny beings, fitting name, as they cannot be seen at all with the eye, only smelled, and then only vaguely. The discovery causes a kind of disquiet with you, though you know not why. With neither chase nor dance of destruction, you have found yourself a tasty meal. It's got something in it that I don't want. Abort, fuck this. The stomach's like, dude, what the fuck? Free meat. The brain's like, no. This ain't right, Chief. I don't remember what that one is. Let's go here. Let's go take for a swim. Go for a swim. Where the Heartborn Valley creeks meet, they form a river. Their waterway looms deeper here, and among the gray-green shadows, you see the forms of water-bound prey. This is a realm which you have not yet experienced, but it seems to call to you. Taking a deep breath, you slide under the water. Water, it seems, caresses your body more boldly than air. And you enjoy the sensation brushing over your feathers and scales, hunger slipping from your mind. You are fascinated by the watery essence of the scaly swimmers you meet, although they swim away from you quickly, humbly. Just as you are beginning to master moving in this new landscape, you suddenly stop short. There is something in the water before you. To other beings, it might seem no more than a shimmer, but your drac eyes, open to heat and essence as well as light, it is far more. Your core writhes briefly, excitedly, as you realize you have encountered a water spirit, a pure avatar of the sacred element. Its mind song prods gently at you. You open yourself to it. No drac would be so rude as to deny a messenger of one of the great four at least an audience. Look at this thing. It's so pretty. Love the lines that form it. O new begun hatchling of sun and earth, bear now my testing song. I ran down a sunlit slope, singing gently as I went. A great stone rose up before me. What did I do? You went around it. Indeed, I went around it, for I am water, and this secret is known to me. Nothing exists around which a way may not be found. Look always for the curving path, the other way. If one's heart is pure and clear, one can dance around all things. As one finds the flow of the world, and obstacles become adventures. Let us play, let us sing together again. The water spirit loops about itself in an expression of joy, dispersing its essence slowly outward until it has become the whole waterway once again. You need to breathe, so you rise to the surface. Before you do, you manage to catch a rain scale, a savory, water-bound scale beast in your jaws. That is 2 satisfying meals you have had today, though only one was for your body. I forgot about that. Forgot forgot that provided a bit of a meal. Woohoo! Water mastery level up. Ah, dreaming. Basically fortune telling. Kind of. I forget what it does. More specifically. Alright, that's been handled. We can skip on that. We can talk to them, but I'm not going to. We can hunt. We don't need to. There's spooters over here. Hey, Dark, you want to visit the spiders? We're not going to visit the spiders. We're going to visit the Who-Mans. You got 4 humans playing, 1 doodling in the sand. You are exploring the warm word part of the valley. Yeah, Drac have weird directions. Cold word is north. Warm word is south. Then there's rise word, which is east. Something like that. I don't remember. It is when you hear a prolonged splashing sound. It is too irregular to be water running over rocks, and too long-lasting to be a predator struggling with prey. As you approach, the oily, otherish stench of the tailless fills the air. These are smaller than the no-tails you saw before. Their scents cleaner and newer, but still disturbing. They may be hatchlings of their kind. 2 are play fighting as young fur beasts sometimes do, honing their battle skills, while 2 more watch, emitting a whooping, barking song. A 5th sits alone on the bank, doing something strange with its forepaw. Fight? Cheer in the river? Nah, fuck that, man. Doodle in the sand. Attempt to communicate. Talk to the quiet one. Fuck these guys, they're loud. With which one of their minds do you wish to connect and sing? Singing into its mind is harder than you expected. The sheer oddity of its thoughts and emotions make it like trying to smell a stone underwater. Eventually, however, you feel some kind of connection and paint a universal sigil for it to receive. Slowly, the hatchling looks up and then directly at you. Yep, I'm going to need to deal with that. It seems to be able to sense where you are from the communication. You expect it to panic or cry for help, but to your surprise it does not, instead forming a strange sigil of its own inside the connection. You smell a little fear, but it still seems in control of itself. After some trial and error, you trade a few ideas. It does not seem to be able to communicate fluidly. Like a drac, or even a regular good beast, failing to intuit the meaning of many of your sigils, which you believe were written upon every mind. When it does respond, what it does communicate is lavish. It shows you a sunrise so rife with detail that you can almost see it yourself, and a lightning storm witnessed from inside a small cave. Most oddly, at one point, it shows you what looks like no tails harming each other, an image of particular importance in its mind. But you do not understand its significance. Maintaining the communication is deeply tiring for you. The no-tail mind is full of sharp needles of hardened information and quagmires of half-dealt-with fears. Eventually, several adults come to collect the hatchlings, and you are so distracted by the communication that you have now been surrounded. Just when you are about to be discovered, though, the hatchling with whom you communicated barks at the adult about to stumble upon you, distracting it and leading it away. The hatchling has also left some shiny rocks it wore around its neck behind. Soon, the no-tails are gone and you are safe. This day seems to have bred more questions than answers. Why did the no-tail hatchling lead the adults away from you? It must have known you were dangerous and would only become so in time. The mind you saw during your communication was deeply other, and very difficult for you to connect with. And yet there was a glimmer of something beneath the overcomplicated morass. Morass. Something like a bright stone hidden in a dark treetop at night, or a single lump of gold in the midst of a swamp. Like something good, something valuable, hidden in the most unlikely of places. Perhaps the lone tailless was simply unlike others of its kind, or perhaps a long, long journey of understanding was begun this song. Time will tell. I got a pretty, pretty necklace. Feeling sick? Blech. What the fuck, people? Blech. Your beautiful body has come under attack by countless very tiny beings. Entering you as you might enter another kin's territory, they are marauding your inner world, breaking, polluting, and poisoning your essence. They did not even issue a formal challenge before their invasion. How rude. These things are fucking rude, dude. They just appear and make you sick, and they don't even tell you they're gonna do it. The entire affair is outrageously impolite, and made all the more frustrating in that you are unable to burn them or hunt them. You cannot even use your mind to its regular extent. It is largely preoccupied in fighting the invisible interlopers. Your only solace is in knowing that you made the right decision by not eating the questionable flesh of a few suns ago. If this was caused by simply being near it, as you suspect, it would surely be far worse had you succumbed to the temptation. You have little appetite, but perhaps some hunting might help your body rally, or exploration re-stimulate your mind. Your core is telling you to stay in your den and not move, but the no-tails continuously draw closer to discovering you, not to mention the fact that you feel restless and irritable. Don't we all when we're sick? Jesus Christ. I'm too sick to move, but fuck this. I just want to get up and do something. Dogtooth may be able to provide advice, but the trek to its territory will be laborious, and its assistance is, of course, never free. That takes some energy. We're gonna go out as normal. I may be sick, but fuck you, I'm doing what I want. Okay, that one's been handled. We're going to ignore you. It's glowing because we're sick. We could go into here and get some stuff, but maybe another time. I don't think I'm powerful enough for this quite yet. Let's try to get this. There's an artifact here that I want. He's got a fancy schmancy shiny sparky stick. No-tails are destroying a hill. Like ants, they are carrying its vast corpse away one piece at a time to their hive. Perhaps to be eaten, though you know of no other animal which eats the very flesh of the Great Mother. Most interestingly, they have unearthed something very strange in the process. It seems to be some sort of large claw or fang, but its essence is entirely alien. Simply being near it makes your teeth rattle and your bones quake within you. The no-tails have summoned an authority among their kind to determine how to proceed. What will you do? Sing to the slave beast. The no-tails have restrained nearby. This guy right here. This guy right here. We're gonna talk to him, and we're gonna make him do some things. The great grazer, placidly waiting nearby, has a simple mind, but with patience you manage to get it to trade thoughts with you. It informs you that the no-tails do not, in fact, eat the Great Mother's flesh, which they pull from the hill, but fashion various things out of it whose purpose the grazer does not know. This guy is ready to go back down into the Minecraft. It does, however, remember feeling this teeth-rattling essence before, when it accompanied its masters to meet what it calls the diggers, dwarves. They seem to be some kind of other being, tailless, and yet not quite the same as the tailors you know, who live far away from sun and fashion great things out of shine, stone, and jewels. Whatever this thing is that they found, it may have been lost by the diggers, and maybe something of importance to them. At that point, the great grazer's thoughts and opinions begin to have more and more to do with grass. It must be getting hungry, and you stop talking to it after several sentences of grass, grass. I'm going to light this place on fire. And then I'm going to take the thing and going to do it quietly like this. Because the other one was a yellow and I didn't feel like risking that. So, pissing off the humans makes them basically find you sooner and shorten your time available in the land here. Not pissing off the humans makes them like that first one where you appease the humans. It lets you stay a little bit longer. Yes, we are going to investigate this area. Look at that. Silver! Okay, we're going to use the shake stick. And we got some goodies! The benefit to having a lot of these shiny things is that the amount of shiny things you have also affects your elemental abilities. Like, with a significant enough amount of goodies, your elemental masteries start to climb. Like, it's a small buff, but it's enough to notice. And now we're going gold panning. It's best not to do that one a whole lot. Maybe once. Once is more than enough for that one. I don't want to do this until, like, the very end. This, I wouldn't actually mind doing real quick. After this, we're gonna go do a hunt. It's the kitties! Dark, it's the kitties. Dark, it's the kitties. It's a very, very, very happy kitties. You have come dangerously close to the dreaded hive of the no-tails. Few good beasts dwell here besides the races the tailless have enslaved, or those too small for them to notice. Hollow structures built from the remains of murdered trees stand here and there, most stinking of the tailless, oily other smell. One of these edifices, however, is almost devoid of the no-tails' scent. Instead, the air here is redolent with the sweet smell of rot, of earth, slowly reclaiming things left behind. Cautiously entering the dilapidated den. That's me right there. That's me. You discover that it is home to an enclave of lesser slide claws. They laze about on bundles of dead, rotting grass, many of them asleep, though a few are awake and washing themselves, combing their fur with their rough tongues. A sable-furred, golden-eyed slide-claw birther, heavy with young, seems to preside over this half-conscious gathering. When you prod at her mind with your song, she responds, her reply full of slow loops and curls. A drac kitten, how amusing. She drawls, her tail tracing languid symbols in the air. This is a dream den of the slide-claw people. Leave this place before the no-tails follow you here and disturb our dreams with your loud and tedious destruction. What will you do? Ask a question. Your attempts at further communication are met with disdainful yawns and tail flicks. Ah, like a cat. Why are you fucking bothering me? We find little amusement in trading thoughts with a Dirac, much less a mere kitten of their fading kind. If you desire the immense privilege of conversation with the Slide Claws, the perfect people, then you must bring us a token of your esteem. Sorry, Dark, I forgot. Of the perfect people. Inquire as to what gift. There is a long silence. You are unsure about whether the Dark Birther is thinking or simply making you wait. Just as you are starting to become certain that it is the latter, she replies. The sacred joy plant, catnip. An offering of this may make you worthy of our attention. You can smell it on that one's breath. A clearly inebriated Slyclaw giver. This one. Rolling about on the dead grass and making a rumbling sound deep within his body does indeed reek of a strange herbal scent. He's high out of his mind. Or perhaps an offering of flesh. Bring us the quiet body of one of the sun cullers whom the no-tails keep as slaves to announce the dawn. We have smelled their flesh as it is roasted by the tailless. It is savory sweet. So you can either get the catnip and make them high as fuck, or you can sneak into the human town and steal a chicken. And we are going to go with the catnip. It's gonna kill like 3 days out of our list, but and make us starving. But it'll do. It's better. It takes the better part of 2 days to do it, but you find a small patch of the sacred joy plant of the Slide Claws, growing in the green, set words from the Great River. Its scent is unique, though it doesn't send you out of your mind as it seems to do to the Slide Claws. When you return with it, the presiding Slide Claw asks you to give it over. Nibbles it, rolls in it, sniffs it. It is unclear why, but her essence seems to burn brighter, though her mind is clearly affected. She is high as a kite. Come back tomorrow. We are super starving. One sun later, you find that the Slide Claw Queen has regained her mind. The Drac Kitten has brought us amusement. We shall deign to instruct it for a short time. Ask about this place, their dream den. In these places, the perfect people gather to share tales of what has transpired in the dreaming, the land hidden within the darkness of sleep. Every kitten is taught the fine art of entering the dreaming with mind awake, instead of being carried on the tides of sleep. We take control of our dreams, forging bright paths and hunting never-born prey, drinking in sights, sounds, and smells which never were in this world and never shall be, engaging in dances of creation of indescribable beauty, and these are but the least of the wonders of the world within our minds. Teaches you lucid dreaming. It amuses us greatly that one of the mighty kin would ask a lesser Slideclaw for instruction. Basically, bow down and be, yes, please, I will do it. And then they're like, huh? Dragon did what? Delicious. Forever shall the Slideclaw sing of the day a mighty Drac humbled itself before us and acknowledged the greatness of the perfect people. Listen, and I shall teach. Teaching you lucid dreaming. Now, I could have just set fire to the place for what they did, but I'm just going to leave. And now we're gonna go get some fucking food. We are starving. Uh-oh, humans are getting close. Let's do here. You know what my other favorite thing about this game is? The only thing I need is my mouse. Let's go for a long ear. Rabbit. Wind is not in our favor. Ooh, all right. We're gonna have to sneak up nice and slowly. It's okay. Our water power is very strong. We're very good at sneaky. All right. Hold, strike. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. Let's just do the rabbit 3 times tonight. Oh, sweet. Get a little bit closer. Do it again. I'm gonna do something real quick. Just gonna show you just how pretty this looks. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Near the end of the stream, I'm going to go into the gallery and show you some of the things that were completely covered up by my face cam that I got was being covered up by my face cam. I'm actually going to up a little so I stop covering the entire text box. You strike true, destroying your prey in an instant. Nom 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 nom. One more. Strike! All right, there we go. That should be pretty good. We're about halfway up on our tummy here. It should last us a good while. Okay. Also, you see how this turns yellow? They have a hunting depletion metric going on here. If you hunt something a little too much, it will run out. Also, go away for a second. Look at this. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it. Get back in there. Crawling outside your den in the cool of the evening to relieve yourself, you bear witness to 1,000 diminutive miracles. I had to pee, but I got distracted by the fireflies. They are a kind of tiny being, one of the many little armored tribes who live in the undergrowth beneath the notice of mightier beasts such as yourself. But these are special. They light up the closing dusk with a beautiful light beaming from their very bodies. Their spirits burn with such fervor that you can see their glowing souls even with your eyes. Holding themselves in midair as steadily as they can, each beams forth its own radiance in a verdant symphony. Alone, each is a wonder, but together the grand dance of light sings forth a great music. We are the light which shines in the darkness. We are the moon and sun and stars. We have found the light within us and share it with all, without shame, without thought. We are the first guides of those who are lost. Seek the light within you, the hidden sun, and follow, follow. Dance, shine to drive back the darkness. Follow the light which shall bring the dawn. We are the messengers of the great above, come to remind you of your true self. You are the light, a spark passed on by those who came before, that nothingness should be made a lie, that the truth be forever translated into new and wondrous languages of flesh. One of the living flames drifts near you, blinking questioningly. I could just have a nice little jar of fireflies. I'm not going to do that. Is that it? Is that a thing? I don't think that's one of the things I'm missing. Ah. Okay. You attempt to sing your response, but whether you use your voice or your mind, the tiny beings do not react. Eventually, you discover that individually, their minds are just too simple, capable of forming distinct images. It is only as a collective that they form an eloquent music, as if each of them were only a tiny fragment of the greater whole whose song is so beautiful and bright. Eventually, you give up. You promise to seek the light within. Your promise to seek the light within must remain a secret one, shared only with yourself. Time and your actions will determine whether that momentary oath to one day discover your true self will be kept. Whether you will become the one to discover and open the door. Already did that. I mean, what? For air mastery! Alright. Dark, I haven't gotten an answer. You want to visit the spiders? We are going to... gonna give this guy a try. Look at this guy. Look at this badger. He gives no fucks. Small, pure waters are falling from the sky. You keep to the shadows of the trees and veil yourself in the brush to keep as dry as you can. Few beasts are out in such weather, hiding within their homes, but you are surprised to find a mid-sized fur beast standing brazenly out in the open. It is a lumberkin, one of a people renowned for tenacity and ferocity even in the face of much larger foes. It calls out to you with a strange song. Far from frostward fields fares this flame-souled fur beast, a warrior though age-weak and winner of wars. The wind wafts forth waves of drakkin sent wayward, a final fight foretelling, fame and fortune finding. To a true fighting soul, treasures who I shall tender, come and bring claw against claw, cruelly clashing. The lumberkin's soul blazes, as if eager to escape from the narrow confines of its aging and scarred body. What do you do? Gauge its strengths. Ooh, this is gonna be a tough one! Why do you wish to fight? A last dance of destruction with a daring drak? So they will sing of it in the star home, that den of the doughty, last lair of the lumberkin. Unashamed shall I stand with the souls of the strong, power to pour upon my proud people, from the burrow of the bold beyond all beginnings. We're in, motherfucker! Let's fucking go! This is actually going to be pretty hard. I haven't done this without, like, with this kind of start before in quite a while. The dance of destruction begins. You cannot retreat from the fight. Stand with pride and fight with honor. What's this honor you speak of? Okay, Lumberkin. He's good at red. He's gonna focus on red, I bet. Lumberkin. No. There you are. Yeah, red, green, red. Okay. Red is fire, which is basically mostly fire attacks and power attacks. Green is earth, which is mostly about defending. And there is a rock, paper, scissors kind of thing going on here. Water beats fire, fire beats air, air beats water. We are going to focus on using blue for this because he's going to do a lot. Okay. It actually tells you the order of which it does attacks in the information here. So we know it did a red, so it's either going to go do another red or do a green. It lies to me! I lied. I can't believe I did that. It fought savagely to the end. You honestly had no idea that an aged lumberkin could be such a skilled warrior. As its last breath rattles forth, it turns its bloodied eye upon you with a look of what could only be called true happiness. The lumberkin are either completely mad or wholly glorious. Perhaps they are both. Digging in its nearby den, you unearth something interesting. It is a stone, the dark color of freshly spilled blood. Despite a thorough search, you find nothing else. Could it have been lying about the presence of two treasures here? You can use that for a single day to really, really boost your fire mastery. That night, you have a strange dream. Many fur beasts, their bodies made of stars. Like this. Look at that. Look at it! It's so pretty! Are looking down on you from the vaulted dome of the sky. One whose eyes burn with a holy fire sings to you before it fades. Well done, young warrior. Bear now my blessing. Freed from my form, I fly to my fate, embraced by the bold bygone. Warriors of the one song, my spirit knows solace. My heart finds its home. When you wake, feel a strange pleasure, as if you have passed a test which you did not know existed. Perhaps this was a rare true dream, or perhaps you simply feel more confident. But either way, the fire within burns brighter. Fire Mastery! Um, I know. I think I'm going to go until I absolutely need to go to the next part, and then we can call it a night. I'm going to hunt through here. Let's see if as you explore the base of the mountain, which splits Heartbone Valley, a curious scent captures your attention. It smacks of shinestone, but with a hint of fire and sweet rot. Following the scent, you come to the entrance to some kind of den. It is blocked with water-eaten shinestone, browned with decay. Some of the smells which emanate from it have hints of crystal and other stranger things. A spark of excitement runs from your forehead through to the tip of your tail. There may well be treasure here. What will you do? Let's take a look. There seems to be a small piece of shaped shinestone a snout's length below the cover. It probably serves some purpose. Perhaps it opens the cover? I'm going to use a stick. You have seen a few of the more clever feather beasts do this. A stick, grasped in your jaws, can sometimes be useful for dealing with small spaces. It takes some time, but you manage to press the small shinestone bit. The cover swings open. With a groan, it falls off its hinges, time having eroded its joints to the breaking point. What will you do? Let's go! All right. We're crawling through the vents. We are venting. We are sus, and this thing approaches out of literally nowhere. You have made only a little forward progress when you sense something in the darkness before you. It is a beartail, one of a tribe of small fur beasts renowned for their keen senses and knack for survival, even against great difficulties. There is something very strange about this one, however. Something both wrong and right. One and one combined into two and blah, 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 blah. Danger awaits in the abandoned lair of the others. Guardians living and unliving bar the way below. You tempt destruction by your presence. We do not threaten. We only advise great can do be. You have never heard of a mere bear tail able to communicate in such a way. Normally, their thoughts are shallow and easily understood. What do you do? Fuck off. We're gonna do it anyway. The bear tail makes a low snouted gesture of submission and respect, and then retreats into darkness. It leaves not even a scent trail behind, which is slightly terrifying. A beast without a scent is a defiance of all you know to be true. Here we go. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. It's off to the explorations we go. I don't remember the directions at all. We're going to take some of the things from this thing, and then we're going to go back. Left, I think. Down. Oh boy, it's a fight. Let's go with Burning Breath. Something to keep in mind while exploring this area is that you do come across random encounters like that, but they are used to give you a little bit more energy and heal a little bit, and they also and the day still passes. See? Right there. You cannot see it, but you can feel it. A new sun has risen above. Time flows on. We keep going. Oh, another battle. Oh dear. Oh dear. No fire. No fire. No fire. Power strike. Woo. You have managed to slay the mad beartail before it could do whatever it was trying to do with the black ball held in its mouth. You consume the corpse and take the black ball for your own. It smells rather volatile. It's a bomb! One of these collapsed tunnels you can bust open. I'm trying to go down because there's something down below. Ooh. I'll take treasure. Why not? What's up? There it is. This revealed passageway is dominated by many talons and fangs, wrought of pure shinestone. A warm crimson light spills upward from below. What do you do? Drop a shiny thing down the shaft. As soon as you release the shiny, shinestone fangs suddenly whirl into a storm of sharp activity. By the time they cease their mad dance of great destruction, the shiny is gone, smashed and sliced to tiny bits. Soon the massive circling death claws is quiet once again. But it seems clear that they can sense things somehow, and are hungry and wrathful. Very, very slowly reach your forepaw downward. With all your feathers standing on end in fear and anticipation, you reach out a forepaw downwards at a pace slow as a tiny slime shell slides up a blade of grass. The fangs and claws remain safely dormant. It seems as though they react only to quicker motions. What do you do? Take a deep breath, steady your nerves, climb down the destruction-tainted shaft utterly slowly and carefully. Your core pleads with you not to do this exceptionally dangerous and unwise thing. If you slip just once, if your tail twitches too quickly, make the slightest normal move while climbing down. The Shinestone Destroyer will rend your flesh from your bones and smash even those to pieces, such that what emerges down below will not even be recognizable as kin. Let's do it! Whatever exists below this shaft, which may well contain neither food nor treasure, cannot possibly be worth having your precious, beautiful life utterly destroyed in an instant, your body and your essence devoured by these claw-fang abominations which have not even a mind. This is your final chance to turn back Are you truly prepared to do this? Yes. The terror, the horror, the crushing, mind-strangling fear of knowing that even one tiny moment of impatience or imperfection would mean the worst of deaths. The slow, slow descent down that shining stone tree of destruction seemed as long to you as your entire life. And yet, thanks to the calming... Sorry, you nearly panic several times. Yet, thanks to the calming, steadying earth element within you, you keep every movement slow, slow as the grass grows beside the river, slow as time raises up new kinds of bodies to house new essences. You are patient enough, calm enough, and you survive, dropping at last onto a warm, hard floor. Waves of heat caress your form as you look about this arid chamber. The very air shimmers, dancing with joy to be in such a place. Beartails scurry about, entering and leaving in a steady flow, largely ignoring you. Near the center of the wide open space, in a round pit of low but intense flames, several beings are lounging. Despite the heat, they wear expressions of comfort and contentment, only slightly tinged with caution, curiosity at your sudden presence. The largest of them raises its snout, sniffs the air, and focuses its flaming eyes on you.
Ah, one of the Drac-kin. Welcome, honored guest. We rejoice at your presence. May fire, the ever-young, bless you with its many glories. What brings you to our circle, Bask?
I come seeking food.
Times must be cold and grim in the ceilingless lands if a Drac, even a hatchling, must come so far below for sustenance.
The scarlet being quickly seizes a large beartail giver in its jaws, and cranes its neck, holding it out for you. The fur beast does not resist.
Take, eat.
Oh, thanks.
We are called the Burning Ones by our fur-clad servants, but the Drac who enkindled us named us Salamanders, a word which we do not understand, but hold sacred nonetheless. You have our permission to hunt as you will in this abandoned lair of the Delvers. Our servants are many and expendable. You will find no other food here, though, nor any way beyond into the great below. We have sealed all ways that we may bask in peace. Tell us, have you come to elevate us further? Know you the secrets of the enkindling?
I do not.
Perhaps such things are beyond a hatchling such as yourself, and you have no news of our enkindler, the great dark one, either, I suppose? No? Well, a visit from a Drac-kin is a good omen in any case. Have you further dealings with us, newborn kin to the great ones?
Yeah, can I have that thing there? Can I have that?
We acknowledge your right to do so. In accordance of the way of the blessed Drac, but also in accordance with that way, we will fight for what is ours.
Yeah, that's fair. Yes, I will fight! It is treasure. I am dragon. I want treasure. You are good at fire. You are good at a lot of things. Let's stick with water. There it is. Fuck yeah. Their leader slain, the salamanders present you with their treasure.
Have mercy upon us, O great Drac. Though small, you are strong. Take our treasure and leave our lair to us and our servants. Nothing remains here for you.
We got a mask, false face! Having obtained their treasure, you leave the Delver's abandoned lair. When you pass by the entrance again, you see that it has been blocked by many stones. Afraid of your power, the salamanders must have ordered the entrance sealed by their bear-tail servants. That's another day! Oh, that actually took less time than I thought. We did 2 days, came like that. That's fine. What's our... Yeah, we're not too hungry. Let's go ahead and give Dark a pleasant surprise and visit some spooters. Dirk is your favorite friend. The sun is still young. You come across a most fascinating lair, suspended between plants. Swaying in the morning breeze, it bars your way forward with utmost eloquence. It is circles, many circles, circles within circles, like the one song which holds earth and sun and all worlds like small thoughts, soon to be forgotten. Droplets of water hang from the structure like tiny, fragile gems. At the center of it all, its spirit muted, almost scentless, rests a weaver. You know the weaver tribe by reputation. Their way is old, even by the standards of the Drac. Among tiny beings, they are feared destroyers, but pose no danger at all to a great kin such as you. Your path forward, however, is obstructed by this weaver's trap lair. As you can see, we're literally right in the background right here. Finding a way around would take effort, not very much, but some. The easiest way to continue is... Surely no beast of the great greed would think twice before forging ahead. It would be madness to worry about every tiny being you encounter. What do you do? Take a different route. You backtrack a short distance, poking your snout through leafy fronds to find another way through. Eventually, you find one. Looking backwards, you see the weaver still there, barely alive, spirit drawn tightly within, only a hint of light escaping. Perhaps it is a prayer for some tiny being to press upon its sacred space so that it may feed. The mind of a weaver is, perhaps, best left undisturbed. Strange things are sung of it. Spoiler alert, spiders speak in Braille. No fucking way. Oh boy. Oh boy, the humans are getting a little close. We're going to visit this one. Watch some guys get it on with the ladies. As you are returning to your den at dusk, an odd keening noise draws your attention. Investigating, you discover a strange sight. Two groups of tailless beings are rotating, gyrating on their spindly hind legs while clutching each other with their forepaws. What could this strange dance be? The dark ones are no-tail givers. You can smell their musky, oily scents, each one different. But the bright ones, what are they? They appear somewhat like no-tail birthers, but they are most certainly not. Eerily, each one of them has the exact same smell, with not a trace of difference, as though they are just one being pretending to be many. They are giving off a powerful birther scent, perhaps too powerful, and laced with overtones of blackberries and lightning, and the heat radiating from their bodies makes them almost glow in your eyes. The shrill noise is coming from them, a song of sorts, their voices lifted in a too-perfect harmony. The no-tail givers seem transfixed by them. As the dance continues, the brightlings, for that is what you have decided to call them, draw the givers in closer and closer, allowing more and more touches from their forepaws. One by one, the couples detach from the dance and retreat into the trees, each pair separate from the others. Let's follow them. The no-tail and the brightling go a short distance into the forest, and then they start touching each other in different ways. Ultimately, it seems as though they are wrestling. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Although you've never known a fight to be so devoid of fear, and though the giver seems to be winning, the birther doesn't seem to mind at all. Strange. Eventually, they stop their bizarre dance, and the giver falls asleep. Then, before your very muzzle, the brightling birther simply disappears. No trace of it whatsoever remains, not even in scent. The feathers on your crest stand on end. There is something very odd, very unnatural going on here. You feel that you are in danger. Something strange glimmers around the sleeping no-tail's neck. Take it. Keeping your foot falls slow and gradual, but your body light. You keep up to the no-tail's sleeping form and nibble through the string of Woodstrader's skin, freeing the object. We took a thing! It's a lodestone. Fire. Okay. We can poke at the deer today. That's fine. Hello, Woodstraters, the crowned, beloved of the green. Look at them. They're so cool. Many other names for these pure, swift beings who, though quite large for a fur beast, move with an almost impossible grace. You have heard of them, but this is your first encounter with a clan of their kind. All of them bear a spirit crown, which was said to have been given to them by the spirit of the Great Green. Incredibly, one of their crowns has even manifested physically, adorning its head. Reality. Powerful music indeed. The twice crowned one turns its slender head towards you to gaze at you, and you feel something stir within your breast. You feel connection. What is this? Somehow, you feel the beating of its rhythm, though you are too far away to do so. You see yourself. Are you seeing through its eyes? The moment hangs suspended, then it looks away, leading the clan deeper into the green. You know, though, that there is some connection between yourself and the noble Woodstraters. Could this be a sign, a premonition, that your fates are connected in some strange way? Could they be more than simply prey to you? Okay, we have time to visit the burbs. Hello. Wait, you have come across a trio of lesser spearbills. They seem to be distracted by some kind of discussion. What do you do? Wait and observe. You begin to get shards of their conversation. Look, there's me, right there. Hey, bee. Hey, bee. Tag yourself. Which one are you? Are you this tall one? Are you this one looking around? This one trying to look for something in the water? Or are you this guy over here just going, hello, hello? I'm social. I promise I'm social. And so we must proceed with the assumption that all things can be understood given time and observation. The core elements of reality, earth, air, water, fire, are predictable and finite, and all things proceed from their motion. It cannot be denied that there is such a thing as expert knowledge, that such knowledge has both value and merit. Thus it is that the wisest of beings gather information. Disagreement, says another, slanting its head slightly to the left. The true nature of objects is clearly unknowable. The desires of the observer, as well as the limitation of its senses, ensure that no matter how much information is collected, the true nature of external creatures, or even objects, remains forever out of reach. Fuck, out of order. That's fine. The wisest observer attempts to understand themselves, and by having a greater control over their own cognition, can get closer to the truth than those who remain ignorant of their own psychology. The mark of wisdom is not information, but self-knowledge. Both of you, says the third, are making the same mistake. You are assuming that objects have a true nature to begin with. Yuan song is empty of all meaning and even substance. It is not that truth is hidden by the senses, but that it never existed to begin with. It is but a vain hope of limited beings. These guys are nerds fucking arguing about science and shit.
A wise being does not seek to accumulate a wealth of information, nor even to understand themselves, for none of these things can be said to matter or even exist. The one song is empty, and a truly wise being knows only one thing, that they know nothing, and abandoning all need for understanding, simply lives free from all judgment. The wisdom of Drag is renowned. Let us ask the one hiding ineffectually nearby.
Oh shit, we've been noticed. I like this option, but I will not. I don't know.
We have been outdone! Humility is the base of all three paths, the common force binding all.
Indeed, knowledge cannot be gained without a realization of one's own ignorance. Self-knowledge cannot be found without understanding one's own limitations, and emptiness cannot be discovered without a release of one's own pride and self-importance.
By refusing to compete, the drag has won. We acknowledge its superiority and will relate its victory to the air. The young drag has wisdom.
Hooray! We did a learn. That's what the blue means. Nope, I lied. Okay, we have mostly everything here taken care of, so we're gonna be reckless. Reckless and stupid. You have drawn dangerously close to the human tribe. It is a cacophony of sounds and smells, the strange barking of the enslaved clan singers, the doggies, the squealing songs of the tailless hatchlings, and the stranger rhythmic striking sounds of shinestone on shinestone, mixed with the acrid smell of their oily skins, the dead beast pelts with which they cover their bodies, and the smell of the slain trees from which they make their dens. It is like something from an evil dream. Somehow they do not smell you, despite your nearness, and you doubt they could hear your footfalls through such a din. But their shinestone-clad, bronze-fang-wielding giver guardians look very dangerous. Stealth may be an option. If their eyes are as weak as their noses, you could risk slipping into their hive and succeed. I don't think I've done this, actually. You have bravely broken cover when you are sensed. It seems that although tailless noses are nearly worthless, their eyes are as good as yours, and perhaps even better. A shouting cry goes up, and the hive stirs with activity as no-tail warriors rush at you. Leave. I'm out. That may be why I didn't do that. I haven't done that before. uh, yeah, we can leave. Hang on. Look at it. It looks so good. You have come to a sacred place. Any good beast could sense it. It is a verdant gateway, redolent with laurel, mint, and sweet decay. A being more powerful than even the kin has claimed this place and what lies beyond. This is the entrance to the Great Green. The Great Green, the forest primeval, where your people have hunted since the first kin emerged from its chamber, changing at the turnings pass. Though its denizens long ago are mostly gone, the spirit of the Great Green remains forever in a state of constant transformation. This is the end of the Heartbone Valley, where great Darktooth lays claim to the land. The No-Tails build their inscrutable objects. No Tailless has sullied this place beyond with its etherish presence. Once you cross this threshold and take it for your own, it shall be your true home, your domain, and you may never return to Heartbone Valley unless it be by Darktooth's permission, or to challenge him, a feat of which you will surely be incapable for centuries. The trees sway gently, and in them you can almost see hidden shapes, visions of what may be, how you might build your life in the wild as the time come at last. Yep, time to leave. We're out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. I am ready for this. Bye! See ya! You return to your den and swallow up your treasure. Oh, where do I put all my stuff? Oh, I know. Right here in my tummy. I'll just spit it up later. Pausing, you take one last look at the tiny den, already too small, which was your first home outside the chamber. It will become a haven for other good beasts, and you begrudge them not. You have made up your mind, and this land is no longer your home. Say goodbye to home, everyone. Goodbye. As you return to the boundary and take a single step across, your feathers rise instinctively. The spirit of the great green is watching you, judging you, and it is not alone.
Oh, poor guy. His legs all fucked up.
A coppery mass lunges at you from behind a nearby tree. You narrowly avoid being hit by a raking talon. Your attacker is a true kin, and a hatchling as you are. From its scent, it is obviously fruit of the same creator. One of its rear legs is warped, withered, and inward turned by some cruel trick of the One Song. You decide to call this young kin a Twist. Very inventive, very creative name. The kind of name a 2-year-old would give something. It draws itself into as much of the traditional posture of challenge as it can and hisses at you.
Invader, defiler, turn back. The heart of the great green is mine. I alone am worthy to inherit the prey-ripe realm of my creator, the land for which it suffered, for which it was destroyed. My justice shall descend upon all who enter as surely and inexorably as the fall of night. Begone, or feel my wrath.
Apparently, Twist has claimed the Great Green, and quite recently at that. It has not properly scent-marked the border, nor does its essence yet creep through the soil or sing through the wind, as it does when the land recognizes a new monarch. What will you do? Challenge!
Let it be so. I will show you the strength of mind which has overcome my every obstacle. There can be no hatchling among the kin who is more clever than I. As challenged, it is my right to set the terms. If you can answer 2 riddles, one after the other, I shall withdraw forever. Savor that fantasy while you can. You will not be victorious. Let the mind challenge begin. Give me food, and I shall thrive. Give me water, and I shall die. What am I? Fire. Times unnumbered have you taken me in, and just as often given me back, only to take me in again the very next moment. What am I? Air. Aw, shucks. That was so difficult. You are victorious. Your superiority proven. Twist is forced to slither away in search of a new home. With so little land unclaimed in this world, and weighed down by both youth and deformity, its chances are slim. But such is the good way of the Drakkin. The strong survive, and the weak perish. Nothing now stands in your way. It is time to cross the threshold. With essence ablaze, you enter this realm, this place of magic, this setting for the grand adventure which will be your life. The great green shall belong to you, and you shall belong to it. So it is sung by the music in your heart. Following custom, you journey for 5 full suns after leaving Heartbone Valley. Your new home must not be too close to Darktooth's. You will need a good and wide hunting ground, and the Elder's power shall not be slighted. You are gloriously alone. Yes, I love it. There is no trace of the No-Tails here, nor has there ever been. Their kind has never marred the heart of the Great Green,
The Wild Forest Primeval. This turning of earth draws to a close. A colder wind ruffles your feathers. The trees are shedding, their scales falling around you in golden tribute. A bone-deep fatigue sets in. Your first great sleep looms. Hibernation. Loner confirmed indeed. You must find a lair to claim and a place to lay your body and your treasure. One crisp sun, you see it. A high swell of earth's flesh. Place of sight and safety. It is high enough to survey the lands around it with impunity, yet low enough to allow easy access for a young kin such as yourself who cannot yet tread the air. Near the top of the great hill, you find a source of blessed water murmuring down the stones into a small pool. The earth beside it has been hollowed out by some good beast in times now gone. It will take time, but you may be able to expand it into a proper lair. Your weary paws are unwilling to move from this place, and you drink deeply from the cool, clear water before going to sleep inside the shelter, hoping for a sign that this hilltop refuge is meant to be yours. Just so beautiful. I love it. As you sleep, you dream. Something is touching you lightly, so lightly that it is only a touch of soul, but you smell its mighty essence around you, over you. It is greater than the greatest kin, and yet less than the least. Devoid of a body, yet it holds your entire being within itself. Cradles you in a wordless song, which is the wind in the grass and the flowing waters. The trees sing prayers to it in reverent creaks and rustles. It remains with you for a time, and then silently withdraws. Your innermost being reaching after it as it passes from you. When you awaken, you know in your core that the soul of this land, the spirit wood, part of the great green, has accepted your presence here. Your essence and mind are in agreement. This land shall be yours. All that remains is to announce your claim to the other kin. Hope that they do not challenge it. After scent marking the surrounding regions, you lift up your forepaws from the ground and spread your wings. Like so. Reaching out with voice and mind, you sing the traditional song of claiming. Here I stand, under sun's gaze, my claws firmly rooted in the land. In the name of air, fire, water, and earth, Avatar the Last Airbender. I take this land unto myself. Its flesh is my flesh, and its essence my essence. All good beasts here I claim as my prey, source of my life. All treasures here I name unto myself. So it is sung, and so it may be. Only the wind answers, and as the sun fades with no challenges, no replies from any other kin. This land is now yours by right, and not a moment too soon. Your first great sleep is nearly upon you. You dig out a smaller chamber within the cave, opening atop the hill, and lay your body down within it. Your mind is slowing, sliding downwards into a warm void. With the last of your strength, you seal over the chamber. The darkness swallows you. Part 2! For the structure that we raise, time is with materials filled. All our todays and yesterdays are the blocks with which we build. Thus alone can we attain to those turrets where the eye sees the world as one vast plain and one boundless sky. And we shall call it there for tonight. Let's go to the main menu. Head on over to this fancy button. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming on by. This has been a very fun stream for me. I know it has been basically 100% talking, but this is still one of my absolute favorite games. It's coming on 5 years old, but the sequel is coming out not too far from now, and I do very, very strongly recommend it if you have the chance. I'm not exactly certain what I'm going to be playing on Friday, but by that point I should have my new lighting set up. Got that light coming in tomorrow. I'll get it plugged in and set up tomorrow. Ish, probably. But for now, let's go ahead and raid somebody. YouTube, I will be seeing you later.